there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking some new developments in this beef with Corey Holcomb and Donnell Rawlings, aka Ashley Larry, because it has reached new peaks that I wasn't even expecting. So first of all, just a quick recap for those of you guys who are not aware, right? The original beef is not with Corey Holcomb and Ashley Larry. Actually, what happened was Corey Holcomb said on his platform 5150 show some weeks back, piggybacking off of what Cat Williams said and how these comedians in the industry, they either want you to do something inappropriate along the lines of some type of sexual act with somebody of the same sex as you, or putting on a dress. So Corey Holcomb after that piggybacked and said, hey, if you've done more than 3 films in Hollywood, then you've probably had to partake in some type of what he likes to call backdooria behavior, is what he likes to say, and all these things. Well, and then he also made some comments about Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle was featured at one of D-Ray's events at, these comedy centers that he holds or what have you. And so Corey Holcomb basically was saying, listen, Dave is, established in his career. However, some of these like spot up shows that he does is really, just him trying material, but he's at the level of success where he can suck now, where all of his specials don't necessarily have to be good because he has a following no matter what. And so for whatever reason, Ashley Larry took offense to all of this. And there was a show at the Laugh Factory in which Corey Holcomb was the headliner, but apparently, allegedly, Ashley Larry claims to not have known that. And he happened to see Corey Holcomb and decided to heckle and say all these things and was talking about quote-unquote fellatio, which was not directly what Corey Holcomb had said, but seemed very triggered and very bothered about Corey Holcomb's comments that had nothing to do with him. I mean, because a hit dog would holler, right? It had nothing to do with him. He was making comments in general and specifically referring to Dave Chappelle. But I think for whatever reason, since Ashley Larry is close friends with Dave Chappelle and of course has infamously worked with him on the Chappelle show, he feels like he had to defend his honor and go even harder in the paint, you guys. But it has escalated. It has escalated. Corey Holcomb has said on his platform he's been calling, Ashley Larry mild, that he's a mild comedian, was hating on his Netflix special, saying it wasn't all that he's just mild, that he's not all what he's cracked up to be, went in on his baby mama saying that, even she couldn't stand to look at him and kept calling him ugly, and all these things. So finally, Ashley Larry responds on The Breakfast Club, people. And this was a 40-minute interview that was supposed to promote the Netflix special, that was supposed to promote the tour that Ashley Larry is on, that was supposed to promote whatever Ashley Larry has going on. Except for it kept, the focus on Corey Holcomb the whole 40 minutes. And Ashley Larry refused to say Corey Holcomb's name. Jess Hilarious went into a whole tangent because she's mad at Corey Holcomb. Apparently, he made some comment about her kid and felt like when he did apologize to her that he was being fake and all these things. So she wants nothing to do with Corey Holcomb, and potentially we'll have to wait till she goes on maternity leave for Corey Holcomb to get on The Breakfast Club to respond to Ashley Larry, or conveniently Jess Hilarious just simply won't be on that episode. Now, what was funny actually in this interview was how hard Ashley Larry kept going at DJ Envy, was going after his real estate and just dragging him and saying he looks extra light-skinned today. Like, that actually was like the funniest parts of him just dragging DJ Envy to his face, and DJ Envy didn't even care and was dragging him back and was like, weren't you the opening act for Corey Holcomb? And I was like, there it is.
And Ashley Larry claimed to not know that he was the opening act, but I'm calling hogwash on that. He just didn't want to give Corey Holcomb props. And he was going in on Corey Holcomb, saying Corey Holcomb has dark energy and that he's negative and that he says all these things and blah, blah, blah. And at one point in time, they were cool, they were cordial, but once you disrespect him, he is done. But it just kept just going in all of these other tangents about fellatio, about whether or not he's in the top 10 currently for his Netflix special, which last I checked, I don't think he is. But nonetheless, congrats, right? Then he goes into this whole tangent about how black people should stop tearing each other down, but then continues to tear down Corey Holcomb. And then it was funny at the end of the interview because Charlemagne gives, Ashley Larry a gift basket, an Easter gift basket, and it is every type of mild sauce that you could think of, whether it is from Taco Bell, whether it is from Ortega, whether it's from Sweet Baby Ray's, whether it's from Tabasco, whether it is from Red Hot, any type of hot sauce or anything that you can find that is a mild. They put in this basket for Ashley Larry, and at first he was receptive to it because he said that supposedly, allegedly, these were all of his favorite flavors. But then he got in his feelings after DJ Envy kept trolling him, and then threw the basket on the ground, you guys. And so Charlemagne is asking the questions that we want to know, which is, why are you using this platform to discuss Corey Holcomb? Even if you don't say his name, we all know what you're talking about. We all know who you're talking about. And Ashley Larry basically confirms that he's sensitive and says that he was in his feelings. He felt a certain type of way, and he felt that he had to say something. And he was like, the only thing that he feels he did wrong was maybe the heckling and being disrespectful in that regard was too much, but he said he didn't regret anything else he said. Now, what in addition to this is so funny is if you guys look at the comments. The comments on the video of this YouTube interview, it is absolutely hilarious. No pun intended, Jess, right? And it is hilarious because everybody is basically bigging up Corey Holcomb. Everybody else is basically saying, by you sitting here discussing Corey Holcomb for 40 minutes, you're elevating him, right? Because you're sitting on this platform on The Breakfast Club in which you said other big-time comedians told you not to do, and you decided to do it anyways. You're sitting up here on The Breakfast Club, up here bragging about Netflix and bragging about having a special, but you are using Corey Holcomb's name and the drama with Corey Holcomb for the entire 40 minutes. Even if you didn't directly say his name, everybody knew who you were talking about. Everyone knew that you had an axe to grind with Corey Holcomb, and that was the purpose of you truly being on The Breakfast Club, because you wanted to get out of your feelings. You were still bothered, and even more bothered now by the mild comedian comment, right? And here's the thing, if you have a fan base, if you have a following, why does it matter to you what Corey Holcomb thinks of your comedy? And the reason that he said that was because you unnecessarily came for him when his comments were about Dave Chappelle. They had nothing to do with you. You decided to insert yourself to, defend Dave Chappelle on Dave Chappelle's behalf, and Dave Chappelle didn't even tell you to do that. Dave Chappelle ignored whatever Corey Holcomb said, which is what you should have done in the first place. But now, every type of interview and podcast you go on from here on out, people are going to ask you about Corey Holcomb. And even Charlemagne was trying to bridge the gap and saying, listen, we could put this together. We could squash this beef. I want everybody to get along, blah, blah, blah. And it was Ashley Larry that kept shutting things down. And I found it interesting as well that Just Hilarious kept mentioning that Corey Holcomb had made it a point to reach out to her multiple times to apologize, and she refused to accept his apology. But it's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't demand for people to apologize and be contrite about it, and then when they do, reject it because you don't like them anyways. That's not how this works, right? You can either accept it or reject it, but I don't know. That was just like a whole weird situation. But there's no love lost between Jess Hilarious and Corey Holcomb. They're never going to be friends. They're never going to like each other. And that's just what it is, right? But ultimately, it's clear as day that Charlemagne has a close relationship with Corey Holcomb. And I am sure after the foolery of this interview with Ashley Larry that Corey Holcomb will be on this show coming soon. There is no doubt in my mind he has to be there. Now, the question will be, will this be before or after Jess Hilarious goes on maternity leave? And if it is before, will Jess Hilarious be in the studio? Or is she going to pull a old, I'm sick, I'm going to call off work today, right? But there is that. Did you guys tune in? 5150 Nation, did you see the meltdown that Donnell Rawlings was having on this Breakfast Club interview? Like, it was just completely and utterly all over the place. I was laughing so much because whoever advised him not to do the Breakfast Club gave him the correct advice, because he pulled himself into the spell of Corey Holcomb and never could get out of it for the entire 40 minutes, people. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.